Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Doujinshi, and welcome back to another episode of Hentai Reviews, the only series where we are truly committed to the bit. You know that bit of having a nice schedule and then somehow abandoning it, and then talking about it later, and then somehow creating a whole new schedule. Because we're committed, and not lazy. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into the actual thing, because these degrading cold openings are getting a little sad for me and pretty much everybody a part of here. So let's go ahead and get into it. You see, today we're going to be reviewing a series that is near and clear to my reused joke. Yes, that's right, we're going to be reviewing episode 9 of Interspecies Reviewers, a series well known for one specific thing, being dropped by, I think it was Crunchyroll or Funimation probably Funimation, for just saying, we're not gonna do the dub for this one, which is a baby man move, and I can not respect it. Sorry to say. That being said, let's go ahead and get into it, because I've wasted your time long enough, and I gotta record another one of these because I want to get back on the schedule, and having a backlog is an amazing way to make sure I stay on schedule. So let's get started. You see, today's review starts with the main characters absent from the bar, actually. They're not in there. All the main characters are kind of gone for a minute. And it's explained that they're on a quest, because they are adventurers. They just happen to, go to brothels way more than they actually do any of the actual adventuring, which, if you're gonna make a living, you might as well make it with the one appendage that you don't have to swing around a ton, unless you're smacking somebody in the face, but sometimes people don't like that, and I can completely understand why. I'm pretty sure 𝕳𝖊𝖓𝖙 has kind of ruined that for most people. That being said, it plays the opening, and it plays the epic opening, and I get to appreciate that every single time it happens. Remember, if you subscribe right now and make it all the way to 250 subscribers, I will end up doing a cover of that song. And you want to know how I'm going to do it? Probably pretty badly. So if you want to be entertained, watch a 20-year-old man go ahead and try his best when it comes to singing a song. In English, no less, even though Japanese would be way funnier, because I am what is known as incredibly white. So that would have been funnier to watch me mess up. But let's go ahead and continue on. You see, after the opening, it's revealed that they're actually on a quest to go deliver something, because FedEx hasn't been invented yet. So as they're being, sent off to where they need to be, they find themselves in transsexual Transylvania. I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show a few days ago, and I can't stop listening to the music. And if you haven't seen it, watch it. Oh my God, Tim Curry is a legend. That being said, after they get to their own Transylvania sort of style area, they walk on inside, and they're delivering a coffin to a vampire lord who 𝕳𝖊𝖓 actually is friends with, which is kind of fun, because in their dialogue they kind of have a little back and forth between each other, where the vampire looks over at him and he says, "Hey, I see you're traveling with new people," and then 𝕳𝖊𝖓 says, "I forget sometimes people don't live as long as us." And I don't know why, that little bit of character was really well done, and I don't know why. That it's one of those that you realize, oh yeah, this isn't just some 20-year-old twink out there adventuring. This dude's probably 200. Shit, man, that's cool. But as they kind of go along, they all kind of see the place. It's gloomy, dark, Castlevania looking motherfucker, and they're pretty much I'm pretty sure I want to go home. And he's like, "Really? You guys did such a good job replacing everything that I had here. You might as well go ahead and, stick around for some of the libations." And they're like, "What do you mean libations?" "Oh, I've got my own personal harem over here." And the guy's like, "Well, that's reasonable, man. Let's go ahead and see. Let's keep the talking going." So after they go to do all of that, he reveals his little brothel to them, who's, I don't know if it's owned by him, but part of it is definitely owned by him, because as they're starting to do everything, I don't want to use the word necrophilia, but pretty much every monster girl in this series is, or at least in this episode, is dead in some way. Now, in defense of him, the zombie chick, Zombina, from Monster Musume, is probably one of the better girls in the series. Rachne superiority. If you don't believe me, then my foot is welcome to your face. If you have any qualms with who second place is, the only second place is a tie between Sue and Zombina. Everybody else is third place. There is no last place. Last place is a myth created by people who aren't man enough to fuck the monster girls. I've also been watching a lot of Professor Lando, so I may be influenced. That being said, we continue on with our adventures as they start picking up which monster girl they want to go with. It's the main two characters, Stunk and Zell, and the beast dude who's along with them, the bear-looking guy. Along with, the vampire, because return customers get a discount. They all pick which one. They're like, I want the Doujinshi, which I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but I'm going to go ahead and say it that way because I don't know how to say it again without sounding contradicting. I am white. Okay. The Doujinshi, if you don't know, they're the spirits that hop around like bunnies, and they have the thing on their face, and their hands are always outstretched like this, but I don't want to put that out because if I'm wearing white and my face is covered, and I don't want to do like an outstretched arm because I really don't want to become famous, and then suddenly that's the photo that gets used everywhere. I see how PewDiePie gets his fame from like a weird ass photo, and I really don't want that to be my legacy. That being said, they continue on into all the other ones. The beast dude gets the skeleton because if you're gonna be a dog, might as well get your bone. Stunk picks out the zombie chick. Nice choice. Nice. Zombie girls are cool for a lot of different reasons. I may think biologically more than anybody else because I kind of want to know how zombies work. There's like 1,000 different types of them. And maybe not everything's cold. That's a weird sentence, and I really hope that's not taken out of context. That being said, vampire dude picks a vampire because if you're gonna pick something, you might as well pick something you're familiar with. So they go through the whole process of getting to know you, getting inside you, and yeah, which leads into scene number 1 because they're doing the reviews for the whole thing. Scene number 1. Giving myself time to put in my little note cards. Scene number 1 goes into 7 minutes and 55 seconds. It goes all the way to 9 minutes and 55 seconds. A good 2 minutes into the whole thing, but not exactly great because, well, number 1, one of the girls was excluded because I don't know if you know this or not, but if you put your dick inside a skeleton, you're not going to get anything other than like, you ever put a pumice stone on your foot to like smooth it out? Yeah, I don't think you want that on something that has the way more nerve endings. That being said, they go through the whole motions of it, and then they decide to head home, giving it pretty, like, middle to slightly below middle scores. But through the whole thing, they decide to head home because they don't want to do that again. But while they're heading home, Krim actually has his own little adventure because little boy's starting to actually enjoy going out to all these different places. And I'm so proud of him because he's such a nice little guy. Even though he just went to a whorehouse. I don't know why. He's a sweet, pure little boy who just did the thing that probably wouldn't make him a pure little boy anymore. But nonetheless, he heads out to a place where they actually have controlled sentient slime, which sounds like a really long way of saying puppet. But that being said, he goes there and he gets his whole little thing and goes to find a witch lady who controls them, pays her her sum, and this is like the middle ground between the human in the very beginning of it. More like the elf girl because she looks a lot more like her. The elf girl from the very beginning of the show that Stunk was with, and the slime girl from like the third episode. And kind of just mix them together. It's a little bit of like, this is just pegging with extra steps. Which leads into scene number 2 because, Krim's getting everything worked on and with a lot of moisturizing tendencies. Because there's a lot of water in slimes. Scene number 2, a little bit more time for my little cards because I keep putting them in even though I don't know if anybody likes them or not. Scene number 2 goes from 12 minutes and 10 seconds to 13 minutes and 5 seconds. 55 seconds, it's not bad. It's a good little time for it. That being said, afterwards, they all get back and they ask about Krim's little expedition into the unknown, and says, "Oh, that's so sweet. How'd you even find that? Did you just go searching for a place that you've never been? I mean, we never went to it." And he's like, "Oh, I read about it in a review about it." And they're like, "We don't make reviews." It was for that place. And he's like, "No, other people have been doing it. Because if you get famous at doing something, and that something is incredibly fun and popular, you end up getting something known as copycats. If you want to know the most important example of this, I don't want to be mean, but Jacksepticeye is very similar to PewDiePie in a lot of different ways. If that gets me hate, too bad, because they're very similar in a lot of different ways, which I think that just has to do with the age of their channels and just their general personalities. Some people are alike. That being said, they started reading through the different things. First of all, thinking, how do I sue these people? And they're like, we didn't put a copyright on reviewing harems. So let's just go ahead and enjoy them. And they start going through them and finding some decent reviews, because a lot of people have a lot of different opinions, and that's completely okay. Unless your entire ideology is based around that opinion, then probably you need to read a few more books. But they read one in particular that interests them the most. One of them being from actually a director for adult films, who is also female, who is also bisexual. Welcome to the club. It's fucking rad. And nice to know, we get a little bit of an insight into her job, because she is apparently very thorough with what she does. And it immediately cuts to her in her workout, or her actual work, in which case she's telling people to use more feeling, use more energy, use more penis. Well, that's like a weird way of saying it. There's the hyena girl makes a return with another girl. I forget which race she's from, because I watched this like 3 days ago when I fucked up the schedule. That being said, the director herself gets a little involved. Not by jumping into the pile, but more like hand down the pants, telling them like, yes, with more feeling, with more. In which case, it leads into scene number 3. A little bit of time for the thing. Scene number 3 starts at 16 minutes and 10 seconds and goes all the way to 18 minutes and 35 seconds. A damn fine piece, if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself because I said this all by myself. That being said, it starts to tamper off as the main characters are like, they're going through their reviews, getting everything that they've seen, and they find a review that is a mythical 10 out of 10. And if you're wondering how rare a 10 out of 10 is, even on this channel, 10 out of 10s are insanely rare. I think I've done over 100 reviews at this point, and I haven't given a 10 out of 10 to a lot of them. I think 3 of them have gotten it, and 2 of them I had to fudge because they don't feel like 9 out of 10s. They feel like perfect things that you can come back to, and you also don't want to come back to them because they're just that good. You don't want to spoil yourself on it. So 10 out of 10s are fucking rare. So they decide, we must go on this quest, for it is our destiny. And they head off, leading into the end of the episode, which unfortunately leaves off on a cliffhanger, because I kind of want to get into the next episode, but I don't want to record the next one for that episode because sometimes we need a little break. That's why I've been doing series, random, series, random, series, random, series, random, because that's just the right way to do it. That being said, yeah, that was the end of the episode. Them leading off to their next adventure in a mythical 10 out of 10 spot. And what can I say about this episode? It's not one of the better episodes. I think the last 2 scenes make up for it, because the first one is a lot more of a joke. The final one with the director is a very good scene, and the second one, not necessarily the best, but also it feels like a combination sort of thing to it. And I can't say that I'm not a fan, because damn. But also, I would say this one's a coin flip whether or not you want to skip it or not. Definitely don't skip the ending of it, because the last like 10 minutes of it, like 2 minutes before the third scene and onward, that's required reading, because this is an arc that they're going on. And I can definitely say that this is one of the more decent episodes. And I think that's where we're going to end it. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. It's not one of the better ones. I'd still recommend it. So yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and get it. Yeah. Thank everybody for being here. It has been a pleasure to just work alongside all these different things that I get to do, all these different videos that I get to do, the fucking 182 people. I don't know where you guys are coming from. From my statistics, apparently the people who view my channel are 92% male and very small amount of females. If the very small amount of females ever want to just say hi, you're 100% welcome to. Everybody who said male, be welcoming. Be nice. Weebs are weebs, regardless of what they look like. Be nice. That being said, that's it. Let's go ahead and get into the ending. Thank you everybody for being here. It's been great. And remember, have a nice day. Don't be a dick. Yeah, have a nice day. Don't be a dick. There's too many of them. And wash your fucking hands. I've been the doctor. Peace.